Hello, Exiles. This is Ryan from Behind Eyes Gaming, and welcome to another Path of Exile video. Today, it's day 3 for my Frost Blades Trickster. I've made a few upgrades, and I'm just about ready to do my first Screaming Invitation, the kind of introductory one when you first get the Tier 16 maps. So I'm going to go ahead and just do that. Then I'm going to go over the gear, skill tree, my Atlas tree, and then all of my goals and just general thoughts on it. So why don't we just pop this in? I have no idea if I'll be able to freeze. I do have a very low level Trinity because I just switched to it and I hadn't been leveling it. And I'm basically going to have to be able to freeze on a 5 link. But I think... I do think with a 5 link... okay, we haven't frozen yet, but we don't have our frenzy charges up yet. So once we get some frenzy charges going and our power charges, we'll see if we can get there. All right, we have our frenzy charges up and not freezing. So currently I'm basically, well, oh, there you go. Okay, I got my Trinity to hit. All right, and once we get the first Trinity to hit, it should basically snowball because we'll be doing so much more damage with the Trinity up. So we'll always be able to keep that up. Alright. I didn't think that was going to hit me. Oh, I'm so bad at this part. I always panic. There you go. That's fine. Oh! Don't want that. Okay, so I can, with my steel skin, I can just tank that. And that shocks you. I do think that most of his abilities I could just tank with my steel skin up. But I don't really want to test that because I have 2/3 of a level. So I'm just going to play it safe and dodge the things that I can. Yeah. Don't stay. Oop. And lastly, this one. Alright. I didn't panic this time, so as long as you don't panic, it's not that hard of a thing to do. I think I got used to all the testing on Uber Eater of Worlds on my other character, and I tend to panic a lot more because, well, just the potential for death is much higher. Alright, so I did get the first... Uh-oh. Trinity went down. It's back up. Okay. If Trinity goes down, it might take a second to get it back up. Alright, and we get to do this a 3rd time. Grab this closer one first. Uh-oh. That was probably stupid. Oh. I thought I was going to die 100% there. Alright. Oh. Wait, is that an attack or a spell? Because I didn't take any damage and my steel skin was down. I'm like, well, I'm going to die. It must be a spell. I thought it was an attack. Or it must be an attack. I thought it was a spell, I guess. I don't want to do that because I don't really have a lot of shock available stuff. Alright, yeah. It must be an attack. Alright, so that was pretty easy. I mean, it took a while. DPS isn't there, but as far as our defenses, we're pretty set. So yeah, I'll just go over everything now. I'm gonna talk to this guy, get my skill point, and then I'll put that in when I'm doing that, and we'll pop our first Void Stone in. Cool. Currently 91 out of 115. I systematically went through all the yellow maps, and I've been popping through the red maps, which I'm about a little more than halfway done with. The big problem is going to be the unique maps. I guess I do have 4 missions left, and I do have an okay amount of scouting reports, so I should be able to do fine as far as that goes. I should have checked the roll on that Gluttonous Tide. I'm probably not going to... Well, I'm definitely... Oh. It's pretty bad. Pretty bad. Okay, so go over gear first, and then I'll go over the skill tree and the rest. Still using the same claw, but I unlocked the final crit craft. I forget which map it was on, but it was in one of the like earlier red tier maps, I think. And so I crafted 28% crit multi instead of the 19% I had on there. I did Uber Lab, of course, and during Uber Lab, I actually got this Hatred has increased mono reservation efficiency, which was enormously helpful because it allowed me to start leveling my precision. So now I'm running a level 19 precision, still have 53 available mana, and so I only have to run 1 minus mana cost at the moment. I think at level 20 probably as well, because, well, I guess if I want to continue to level up my Assassin's Mark, I might have to run 2 again, but right now I have to run a resist on this. Actually, I don't think I do have to run a resist on that ring because I got high fire resist on the body armor. Or I can do fire chaos hybrid. Actually, let's do that. My chaos resist isn't that high, so I don't forget. In fact, it's not positive at all. All right, so let's go ahead and put, oh, I can't even put high tier. I'll just do this for now. I used all my chaos, to buy this body armor. So I was on the lookout for a while for a crafting base that I could use, that I could actually craft influence on. And I got this one for 60 chaos. It was just a White Desert Brigandine 6-link. And I'm like, okay, this was the first one to show up. There are not a lot of people playing and not a lot of people in the end game because a lot of people are finding this league difficult. So, and I don't blame them. It is very difficult, but I don't think, I don't know, I'm having a lot of fun with it personally. Just to give my 2 cents, but that's neither here or there. Different strokes for different folks. People enjoy different things. But yeah, because of that, even in Trade League, there's not a lot of availability. The cheapest Yoke of Suffering is still like 200 chaos. And as you can see, I now have 1 chaos, 0 divine, 0 exalts. I'm literally all out of currency. But that's okay. All right, so, but yeah, I crafted just life. This is kind of a placeholder. I'm going to properly craft this later, but I just crafted it until it was good enough. I knew I needed fire resist in order to be over the LA weakness cap, which regular LA weakness without any additional effect is 20. So you need at least 95, 96 for cold resist. But yeah, I just needed the fire resist, got that set up. I got the melee hits fortify, the frenzy charge every 15 seconds. I'm going to change that. I just ran out of embers. I didn't have a lot of them, so I wasn't able to get anything satisfactory. This shield is literally just a slight upgrade to my other shield. If you remember my shield from yesterday, it was just a little bit worse in about every way, except it had 1 more attack speed, but it had like 3 less block chance and like 30 less life and a little less evasion. So this is just a very slightly upgraded version. I just found the Vol buckler with the all elemental resistances fracture on it, and then I threw it in. I'm like, I still want attack speed because, you know, I want to attack fast and I don't have a super fast claw yet. So what I did is I just threw it into the horticrafting station and clicked the speed, which is always going to roll attack speed. I might have had to do it 2 or 3 times to get the higher tier. This is tier 2 attack speed. I don't know if tier 1 is available at item level 80. I didn't check, but I'm like, this is good enough because it also had 10% chance to block. And then I crafted life on it, and I'm pretty satisfied with that. This is, I think, the same amulet, but I just have strength. I don't need the intelligence anymore. I just needed strength, and I needed at least 148 for my steel skin. I am going to level this up to 20. I don't know if I'll try to corrupt it to 21. Even for the cooldown recovery rate, I'm not going to reset this because steel skin is very vital to the defenses at the moment. As you can see, with steel skin up, we take basically no damage from you know, a lot of the things that Eater of Worlds could do. This is going to be true for most of the Pinnacle bosses as well, unless they roll really, really gnarly mods from the Mayhem. So still running Southbound, nothing's changed there, still running at Series Step. I might run Uberlab again. Well, what I'm going to do, I'll probably run Uberlab more after I get a Hunter Influence Shield. So my goal will be to get a Hunter Influence Shield so I can get the reduced mana reservation, and then when I can afford to lose this Hatred one, so I have a chance to potentially replace it with a Frost Blades damage one, I'll run and then make sure I enchant my boots. Belt, same belt. This belt's pretty good. It'll be pretty good for a while. And yeah, that's I guess I have an opal ring now. That's kind of important. I didn't block metamorph this time. I knew that this build would have high enough damage to do metamorphs most of the time, so I just went ahead and kept it on there, and as a result I've been able to get plenty of catalysts. I have this one up to plus 15%. I have this one to 20, which I did while it was white, so it only took 4 catalysts. And I haven't started qualitying this one. I'll probably, if I can, do the life and mana one, which at 20% I believe will give me -9 total mana cost, plus it'll give me the 20%, so it'll put me up to 84 max life on this. Because I think this ring's probably good enough to hold on to for a while. I don't remember if this one is new or not, but yeah, it's pretty good. It's got a lot of life, cold damage to attacks, my minus mana cost, chaos resist, a resist that I need. It's just overall a very, very good ring, and I probably won't replace it easily. It's not, you know, end game tier. It's not gonna take me to, you know, trivializing the game, but it's just really solid for day 3 of a new league. I still have Weathered Hunter. I think I want to fix resistances a little bit more before I go ahead and replace that. My accuracy is pretty much fixed at the moment. I guess I'm still 95% against evasive enemies. But yeah, and then I have my Flask set up here. I haven't changed much. I did get a higher level Diamond Flask, so I got an item level 85 Diamond Flask, so I crafted on it right away. And this one was good enough, but it had reduced effective curses, which I already had on my Sulfur Flask, so I just recrafted my Sulfur Flask, and I got attack speed on that one. So between those two, pretty big upgrade. I just got better versions of what I already had, but other than that, a lot of my flasks are still low. Item level 72, 76, 72. So I'll be looking to upgrade those as well, so I can get higher tier rolls of everything I need. So that is the plan for gear. Skill tree, I'm still running the self-imposed rule. I had to spec out of some damage, so I was running Life Raker before. I spec'd out of that, plus messed around with some other stuff. Like I think I was running Finesse and stuff before, so I basically got out of all of that so I could come up here and grab Instinct. I needed max spell suppression, because having, you know, 82% spell suppression, half the time, especially in really tough maps like this, it feels like you might as well have 0, honestly. It's like you're gonna get one shot. It's just a matter of time of when. So spell suppression is such a huge, you know, multiplier as far as less damage taken from spells, that not having it is at 100%, especially on the right side of the tree where you can, you know, easily get it, is basically just taking free deaths. Speaking of, I've died 49 times, so I've died less between yesterday and today, even less since I got the Fortify max spell suppression. I believe I got that probably like 5 or 6 hours ago, and or I got the spell suppression. I just got the Fortify probably like 15 minutes before I started this video, but the spell suppression, I only have died once since I got the maxed out spell suppression, and I'm still not entirely sure what killed me, because it wasn't a strong box. It was just like a random pack of mobs. Probably just happened to be how the mods lined up, which will happen in Mayhem. A lot of people, you know, that's why people are getting upset playing hardcore, and understandably so. Oh yeah, I guess there was a slight. I don't think there were any other major change-ups. I'll talk about my plans. I could take Lethe Shade. I don't think I'll need to though. So what I think I'm gonna do is I think I'm gonna grab Snowforged next, which is actually pretty good because it gives enemies ignited or chilled by you -5 LE resistance. Plus it's just a lot of damage. I mean, this first node sucks, 8. So for my next level, I might just put it into Evasion and Life, and then once I can get all 3 of them, spec out of that and just go straight to Snowforged. Also, I almost have 3,500 life. That's pretty cool. But then I'll probably get the increased effect of non-damaging ailments in preparation for when I get Yoke of Suffering. Hopefully it'll go down in price. People might just leave the league before, so I might have to resort to self-magic finding. Still only running the 1 jewel because I'm going to not run any jewels until I hit level 95, just as a self-imposed challenge, which I mentioned before. So I'm still running Conqueror's Efficiency, which is the only, well, one of the only guaranteed jewels you can get. I guess you could get like the Flask, one of the Flask ones as well. But just to prove that this build can. And as you can see, you can get perfectly fine to end game and everything without having crazy cluster jewels and, you know, double crit multi life attack speed, you know, jewels and everything like I have on my other one. So even without that, you can get to tier 16s, you can start farming your pinnacles, and I still have a lot of power to pull out of this as well, and a lot of upgrades that are very cheap. In a trade league, nothing I have would probably be more than like 10 chaos, honestly. Maybe the claw, maybe, and maybe the body armor on day 3. But honestly, I bought 6 links on day 3 in regular trade league for like 8-10 chaos. So, and it was 60 chaos here. So nothing I have is expensive. You can get all the way to end game if you follow all of my, you know, general guidance. And I'll do a more detailed guide later on that talks about leveling because a lot of people have been asking about that. I'll just do a super step-by-step from level 1 all the way up to completing all your pinnacle bosses and preparing for whatever's beyond that if you do want to try to reach out towards uber bosses. But anyway, finally, got this. I think I've changed it a decent amount. So the important parts, breach has about the highest experience possible. I got my first pure breach stone and ran that earlier. It was a Zops and it was pretty easy actually. I was expecting it to be challenging. I ran it when I was level 90 and it gave me almost a third of a level, so that's going to be good. The first 4 breach stones, everything except Chayula, is only level 81, so they're still going to be more efficient at higher levels than usually than mapping. But Chayula is item level 83, so getting my pure Chayulas is gonna shoot me up in experience a lot quicker. But honestly, I don't know about the rest of these. When I'm doing tier 16s and I just have Breach or Harbinger regularly, I might be getting more XP per hour. I might have to do a little experiment to see, but I think that might be the case because you get so much experience from Breaches and Harbinger. But anyway, back to explaining. I did end up taking Shaping the Seas. Even with the strong boxes, I was having a little trouble sustaining my maps at higher levels. I'm not anymore. I'm starting to reach like a decent little count. Oh, maybe not. I guess I have a lot of arid lakes for some reason. Oh, I have another one to complete here. But yeah, I just have, for some reason, I forgot to corrupt this alleyways, which really annoys me. So now I got to go do that again. Cursed Crypt is the only one I have left here. I have 3 tier 13s still to do, 4 tier 14s, 2 or 3 tier 15s, one of which I'll be able to do, and then 2 tier 16s. So not too much to go, and then a bunch of unique maps still to do. That'll probably be the hardest part. I'm going to do Searing Exarch here pretty soon. I still have to run through the maps to do that, so I'm not going to show that here. And yeah, I got all of the Harbinger stuff, which has been tremendous experience. The unspeakable offensive, I would guarantee, or I would recommend to at minimum take this, because when you are running a Harbinger map, the cooldown recovery rate just makes them spawn monsters so much faster that I think it's absolutely worth it. I'm still running the Strongbox. I'm not going to bother with the Divination card one, because I don't think like I'm going to be shooting for full sets of divinations in a 10-day void league. So I just got concealed logistics and backup cache. But you can obviously get that if you want, even if you're playing Mayhem. I'm sure you'll get like plenty of good stuff like chaotic disposition and the void card, and like you'll probably get like other 6 links from cards if you do get it. So I did get amplified energies. I got all of the Eater of Worlds stuff. I'm gonna grab the Shadow of Hunger for sure. I might just grab Shadow of Hunger for now, because I don't think I'm gonna be like farming Eater of Worlds. I don't really see a point in it for this build. And I also have added the Intelligence Gathering and Test of Loyalty for Syndicate. And basically the reason I'm doing that is because I found out safe houses, they give, first of all, they give 100% increased experience. They can actually also spawn in these extra things. So I figure if I get safe houses, and like if you're blasting maps, you get a lot of safe houses with Intelligence Gathering. You just get free 10 intelligence at the end of every map. So if you're like later on, if I'm trying to like spam for Cortex or Conquer maps, and I'm just doing Mesa or whatever, and so I'm just, you know, completing 1 map a minute or less, like every 20 seconds or so, I'm going to get 10 intelligence every single time I do that. And I'm basically going to have 4 safe houses up in like 15 minutes. And if it happens to be that Harbinger specifically, so the safe houses don't benefit from your tree, so I won't get the Flash Breach, which increases monster density by a lot. But Harbingers still have the same map density, they just come out slower is all. So with 100% increased experience and Harbinger, I think in a level 83 zone, I think it could be really good. Also, if I do Mastermind, that's 200% increased experience, and if I get really lucky and happen to get Harbinger on there, I could get an insane amount of experience. I don't know if they'll spawn in the Mastermind zone or not, but it's worth a try. I do want to get to level 100 with this, so the only thing I'm blocking is what do we got here? Oh, the blueprints and stuff. So heist, I'm not gonna run heist. I feel like it's kind of a waste of time in this league. Maybe if I was in solo self-found and I was maybe like, you know, searching for my uniques, but I'm definitely not gonna run heist. So I'm just gonna, that's the only thing I'm gonna block though. I'm just running everything else as I get it. I think it's fine. Yeah, so I'm pretty close to the end game here, and I'm ready. Oh yeah, I qualityed up a lot of my support gems, but not all of them too. So that's important to note. Switch this back over. Yeah. So this has been Ryan from Behind Eyes Gaming, and I will see you next time. Bye. Oops.